If you told a kid in the 90s that popular PS1 games like Tomb Raider, Resident Evil, and Twisted Metal would get their own video game adaptations, he would probably laugh at you, kick you in the nuts, and spit in your face because video game adaptations totally sucked back then. It got so bad that anything that got a movie adaptation became a laughingstock, and for good reason though. Most of them did suck, but the adaptation I'm talking about today is neither good or bad. It's just okay. Perhaps the most interesting thing to come out of this show is its obscurity. It's so obscure some people swore it was just a psychedelic dream, all in the mind of the fans, about a rapping dog and his chopping love towards a humanoid sunflower. But no, it's actually real. It's the Parappa the Rapper anime from 2001! The 90s and 2000s was a weird place for video game cartoons. At the time, it seemed like every iconic face had one, with the likes of the Super Mario Super Show, Sonic Underground, Kirby Right Back At Ya, and even Crash Bandicoot almost had a series, but it was unfortunately cancelled. Although Crash failed, Parappa actually succeeded, and he wasn't just another PlayStation mascot made to be slapped on some merchandise. Even though that did happen, he was also the poster boy for rhythm games everywhere, paving the way with a successful sequel and even a spin-off. And for not having a game in over 23 years, this paper-thin dog has been able to maintain a solid fan base and pop culture presence. And for that, we have to thank the geniuses behind Parappa the Rapper, Rodney Greenblatt and Masaya Matsuura. Rodney Greenblatt is the man that brought life to Parappa the Rapper. His colorful, whimsical art style gives off this psychedelic children's book feeling. If that children's book had a rapping dog and a lamb playing guitar, his designs are instantly recognizable. Even just a silhouette of Parappa is enough to know exactly who it is. And it wasn't just the fans who felt that way. Masaya Matsuura did too when he first discovered Rodney's work in the New York art scene back in the 80s. While Rodney was all about the visuals, Masaya came from the music world. He was a pop musician in Japan, experimenting with how technology and rhythm could work together. When he moved into game development, he wanted to make something that wasn't just played, but performed. That's where the partnership clicked. Rodney's offbeat storybook designs gave Masaya's music-driven concept a face, and together they created one of the most bizarre and beloved mascots on the PlayStation. So with that newfound popularity and highly anticipated Parappa sequel on the way, Sony wanted to keep that hype going, and so they did. On April the 14th, 2001, they ditched the controller and gave Parappa his very own anime. That exclusively aired in Japan on Fuji TV. Yeah, Parappa was considerably more popular in Japan compared to the US, so the merchandise sold like hotcakes over there. We're talking Parappa clocks, toasters, cups, and even a collaboration with McDonald's. The show would go on to only last 2 seasons, with a total of 30 episodes, and was originally made to be a prequel to the second game. Even though it barely features any of the characters from the sequel, only 3 of Parappa's teachers made an appearance, and they all come from the first game: Prince Flea Swallow, Chop Chop Master Onion, and King Kong Meshi. With the exception of Cheep Cheep, Instructor Mussolini, Joe Chin, and no Lammy or My-san from Milk Can. Basically, anybody that you liked in the video games do not appear here. Actually, Lammy and My-san do make quick cameos, if that changes anything. Instead of bringing back fan favorites, they decided to make entirely new characters, with the additions of Matt the New Kid, my personal favorite, Paula, the rival to Katy Cat, and Gaster, the main antagonist of the anime. And these guys would go on to never make an appearance in Parappa 2. Rodney Greenblatt would later talk about his dissatisfaction with the anime, saying he didn't really like how the show was targeted more towards kids instead of teenagers, and how Sony wouldn't even allow him to write for the episodes. The episodes in question play out like a slice of life anime, usually revolving around the group learning a valuable lesson, helping someone out with their problem, or Parappa trying to impress Sunny, all while Gaster is failing horribly to ruin their fun. It's honestly that simple and kind of boring at times, but it also takes some weird creative liberties. Like, for an anime about a rapping dog, Parappa only raps one time throughout the entire show, kind of putting him in this weird box of everyday cartoon protagonist than a rhythm game hero. Still, it's not without its charm though. One of my favorite episodes is episode 13, Acho Acho. It brings back a fan favorite character with Chop Chop Master Onion, and it revolves around Paula learning the secret Kilimanjaro chop, just so she can make some marmalade. And of course, Parappa misinterprets the situation and begins to think she's training to become a superhero called Wonder Paula. It's got that wacky charm you look for in the Parappa games, and when the anime leans into that energy, it becomes really fun to watch. Though episodes like that are few and far between. Most of the time they fall into the slice of life formula, life lessons, misunderstandings, and relationships. Episode 4 is a perfect example of this. It takes a 180 from the wacky charm and follows Paula dealing with her romantic feelings towards PJ. It's just so out of left field and doesn't feel like it takes place in the world of Parappa. It's good in moderation, but other than that, it never really pushes the same creative spirit that made the Parappa games stand out. In the end, the show isn't terrible, but it isn't good either. It kinda sits in this strange middle ground of obscure forgottenness. The kind of cartoon you would throw on in the background while getting ready for school on a Monday morning. Perhaps if Sony had let Rodney Greenblatt actually have a chance at writing some scripts, maybe it could have been something more, but instead it was just made to sell merchandise. They didn't really care how good the show was. And for that, kids in Japan disliked it, and so did the creator. If they just went with that classic Parappa charm and not this watered down slice of life concept, maybe it could have stood out, but as it is, it's just another weird relic of the early 2000s. Anyways, I've been your host, Jim Davis, and I thank you for watching. See you later. Ta-ta. Hasta la vista. Bye.